move to members of our board, Zionist Victoria. Dan, could you come and join me up on the stage? Dan Sztrajt, who stands beside me, is well known, I'm sure, to most in this room, having been a Glenara councillor in his role as assistant principal at Bialik, head of middle school, and of course my Jewish studies teacher in grade 9. Dan joined the board of Zionist Victoria in November 2020, and his time working leading our youth engagement has been second to none. Dan, when you joined the board, I was a little bit nervous, sitting up there next to someone who used to teach me, and time again, throughout my life and throughout the time on the board, you have inspired our community. You have driven engagement unlike anyone else, and I cannot thank you enough on behalf of the whole board for all of your outstanding work. We know that you're now going on to an enormous job and role for our community as principal of Mount Scopus College, and we'd like to thank you.
The only thing I need to say is thank you everyone here, and also thank you Mum and Dad.
They're ready.
Sam, where are you? Come on. You embarrass people like that. It's my great privilege today to say a few words for Sam, who is retiring after many, many years. After nearly 20 years of service to Victoria's Zionist community, Sam Tatarka, recently IAM, will be retiring as chair of Beth Weitzman Jewish Community Centre. Sam has been an integral part of Zionism Victoria since 2004, when it was known as the Zionist Council of Victoria. He became president of the council in 2010, at which time he also took on the role as chair of Beth Weitzman. In 2015, Sam passed on the presidency of Zionism Victoria to Sztrajt but continued as chair of Beth Weitzman until today. In his nearly 15 years of service, which is a long time, Sam has instigated numerous enhancements to the benefit of the community, as well as a number of capital works to improve facilities to the benefit of both tenants and community members. Sam's vision, his tireless efforts, have seen Beth Weitzman develop from effectively being an office building, turning it into the thriving community centre that it is today. His efforts have made it possible for organisations such as Access, UGEF, Jewish Bereaved Parents and Netzer to join the Beth Weitzman community, and that's just to name a few. Other enhancements have included the establishment of the Cook Kosher Kitchen. Is that the rough one? No. The urban community garden and the beautiful restful garden space at the entrance of the building that we're in now. Having spoken with Sam a lot recently, one of his proudest achievements has been the implementation of the $2.3 million security upgrade, which I understood took years of lobbying, spanning 5 Prime Ministers, fostering a wonderful relationship with Dan Andrews that saw the Victorian government contribute a full half share of the project, together with David White, I'm sure. That project has created an eminently safe environment for the tenants, for you guys, something for which I'm sure we're all most appreciative of, especially at the moment. Sam was an integral part of the design and construction team. His input led to the touches that really gave Beth Weitzman its Israeli flavour, such as the use of Jerusalem stone on the wall at the front and the Jerusalem style street sign on the front wall we all go past. Sam was responsible for the full replacement of Beth Weitzman's ageing heating and air conditioning unit. Seems like a small thing, but everyone here is happy for it. That were effectively at the end of their life, and not a small achievement. He achieved this by working cooperatively with tenants to get their support behind them. Likewise, Sam introduced a maintenance fund as a means of providing a capital works budget where there had not previously been one. Most recently, Sam instigated and completed a program for the placement of solar panels on the roof of both buildings on the campus, and in doing so he's created a community centre that not only does part of the environment, but that will over the next few years drive down the cost of electricity to tenants very significantly at a time when electricity is going up. It's not always been easy, but Sam has always found ways to deal creatively with the myriad of commercial and practical problems that have come with running the community centre. He's always done so to ensure that Beth Weitzman Jewish Community Centre is always there for the benefit of the community it serves. I asked Sam to name one of the highlights during his time at Beth Weitzman, and he said it was probably the spontaneous opening of Beth Weitzman to welcome Gilad Shalit home, who'd been held hostage in Gaza for 5 years. The doors of Beth Weitzman were open to the community, and 500 people came to watch Gilad's release live on the big screen in the auditorium. And in Sam's words, you can say it.
May it be repeated for all the other hostages in Gaza very soon.
It's all you can say. In this year's Australia Day honours, Sam received an Order of Australia Medal for services to the Jewish community and Beth Weitzman Jewish Community Centre, and this was highly richly deserved. For my part, I'm a junior member of the board, to be honest. I've been around for 12 months, so it's a particular honour for me to be able to thank you, Sam. I've worked very closely with Sam over the past 12 months. Seeing him work has been extraordinary. Emails and text messages responding to at all hours. It's as if he never sleeps. Never on Shabbat, of course. But 4 in the morning, Sam responds. He has literally become the single biggest contributor to my Outlook account in the space of 12 months. It's extraordinary. He knows every square inch of this property. He knows everyone in it. He has mentored me. He's taken the time to explain things to me, and he has prepared me, and for that I'm very grateful. The legacy that Sam leaves to Beth Weitzman will be impossible to emulate. It really will. It's my honour, Sam, on behalf of the Beth Weitzman Jewish Community Centre and Zionism Victoria, to formally thank you for the contribution of so many years. Sam, this is a slightly smaller planet than it would ordinarily be, and it's also at a difficult time. I continue that we've discussed it, and in the next year, when things have calmed down a little bit, we will be holding an event to honour you more fully.
Thank you, Barry.
Let's have a second here. This one's from me, and you can drink it, so it's good. This is a thank you in advance. I think you know that.
I expect to hear from you regularly, Barry. In Pirkei Avot, Rabbi Tarfon says, "Lo alecha hamlacha lidmor, lo ata ben chorim ibatel mimena." It is not on any individual person to finish the work, but neither are you at liberty to neglect it or desist from it. I guess I take that to heart. And leaving Beth Weitzman at this point is actually tremendously difficult, particularly in the sense that we haven't yet had the celebration that we all hope for, and which I certainly hope comes soon. And you can be sure that the chairman will not hold me here in spades when we do have it. This is a remarkable place, Beth Weitzman. It contains within it something like 40 different organisations that go about their daily work. Some of them purely social, some welfare, some educational, some fundraising, some community awareness raising, Hebrew language, libraries, you name it, we have it. Or at least I hope we do, because I've tried to incorporate as much as we possibly can over all these years. But it's always been an inspiration of mine, having visited Jewish community centres overseas, and I'm sure others of you have here as well, particularly in the United States and Canada, where the JCC has become really the focal point of the community's daily life. That's not likely to happen in Melbourne in the same way that it happens overseas, but nevertheless, over my years here, it's been my great pleasure to expand our activities, to make room for community groups that otherwise did not have a home, some of them nascent, just being formed, and an idea with no funds that needed somewhere to go. some of them that have been working in the community for years who decided to join us here. And what really makes this place hum on a day-to-day basis is the way in which the various people within the building, with all the frictions that go with Jews working in the same space, but the various groups, the organisations, the not-for-profits, the way they work together and inspire each other and give chizuk to each other when chizuk is necessary. And particularly, we've all become so keenly aware of how necessary communal chizuk is in the last 4 weeks or 5 weeks. I'm tremendously proud of the role that we've been able to play here in supporting that. I'm beyond proud of the fact that our wall of hope has been, for the most part, untouched. It has stood as a symbol out loud and proud of who we are as a community, as does the blue and white shades on the side of the building to protect the building from the beating sun, as does the Israeli flag that flies proudly over the centre day and night, together with the Australian flag, of course, because we are here in this community centre, completely part of the Australian community, and yet with a very significant part of our hearts and souls somewhere else. And more than ever, that's become apparent in the last several weeks. It's not for me to finish the work, it's for others to do. Baron, I'll help you as I can. And hopefully by the time you pass on the knowledge, somebody will be saying that you know every inch of this building and everything that goes with it, so that you can pass that on too. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a tremendous community in Melbourne. I grew up here, and in one sense I'm a third-generation Australian, which is quite unusual amongst the community, but nevertheless, there's not a minute that goes by that one's feelings and heart does not turn towards Israel, particularly now when every moment brings some fresh news that we either worry about or cheer about or cry about, as the case may be. But we are deeply connected to each other, we are deeply connected to our homeland, and it is my really fond hope that very, very soon the doors of this place will grow open in celebration of the return of the hostages. Am Yisrael Chai.